This conference will now be recorded.
This video I am showing how to configure Nagios server and client. So Nagios is a centralized monitoring system for computer systems. Nagios we can install on Linux operating system and we can monitor Linux, Windows and Unix systems using Nagios. So I am using a lab. In this I am going to install Nagios server in an Amazon Linux machine in AWS. So I am using a client machine. It is RHEL8. So I already created two servers in AWS EC2 instance. So Nagios server is a Amazon Linux. Nagios client is a RHEL8 machine. So Nagios server is Amazon Linux I am using. So I am going to log into the Amazon Linux machine. So I am going to do the steps. I am going to install Nagios core. So in this, steps are given in the Nagios documentation. So I already uploaded this in the GitHub. So I will be sharing this link in the comment section. So I'm going to log into this server. So I'm going to install Nagios. So I'm installing HTTPD in the server first in the server machine. I'm installing HTTPD and PHP I'm installing. So I'm going to install GCC. So I'm going to create a Nagios user and a Nagios group also I am going to create. So I want to configure a password for this Nagios user. So then I am creating a group. So I'm adding user to this group. So I'm adding this user to Apache group. So I am going to download the source code for Nagios. So I'm going to create a folder and I am going to changing to directory to that folder. So I'm going to download the source code for Nagios. So I'm using wget and downloading. So also I am downloading a Nagios plugin. Also I am downloading two files. I am downloading. So I am going to extract the first Nagios tar file I am extracting. So one folder will be created and I am moving to the folder. So one folder is created. I am going to change directory to that folder. So I am going to compile this. Downloaded the source code. I am going to compile this. So I am giving this make commands I am going to give. So I'm giving all this option make install, make init. So now I am going to the configuration file and I want to change the email address used in the configuration file. So I'm going to search for email, and we can see this email address is showing here. So I'm going to change the email address here. So I'm going to install webconf. So I want to give the web console password I am going to configure. So we are going to log into Nagios using Nagios. The username is Nagios admin, and I want to configure a password for this user. So I'm going to start the HTTPD service. I am going to restart. So now I am going to download. I have already downloaded one plugin. So this also I am going to install. So I am extracting using the tar command I am using. So I'm going to this plugins folder and I want to compile. So I'm going to give this make command I am going to give. So I'm giving make command, make install command. So I am going to using this check config command I am going to use now. So I'm permanently starting this service using this check config command. So now I am checking the configuration, is it correct or not. So this is the main configuration file for Nagios. So I am verifying everything is working correctly. So I'm giving this command. So it will showing the status, errors are 0, all it is showing. So now this Nagios installation is completed. So now I can check the IP address of the server. I know I can open the browser and I am giving IP address of the server /Nagios I am giving. So the username is Nagios admin, and previously I configured the password. So I am able to log into the Nagios console. So Nagios dashboard will be loading now, and I can see the host in the left. If I am clicking host, we can see how many hosts are configured.
This conference will now be recorded.
So I have giving service Nagios restart command I am giving. So I can check on the click on host. We can see the host is showing. It will showing the status. So we can also check the services of this. The status is showing now. So one host is already coming here. So now I want to add a second server. Client machine I want to add to Nagios. So I will be logging to the second server. So I log in as root user. So steps I already copied in the GitHub. So I'm going to install the one client agent. I am going to install NRP. I am going to install in the second machine. So in all the servers we want to monitor, we have to do this command. So I'm going to copy this prerequisites. So after that I will go to TMB directory. I'm going to download the NRP plug agent I am going to install, download. So now I am configuring the client configuration I am doing. So I just installed this GCC and all I installed. So I'm going to download the agent I want to install. So I'm going to the TMB directory. So just going and I'm downloading a tar file I am downloading. So I'm extracting the tar file. So we can see one folder will be created and I'm going to that folder. And I want to compile. So after that I want to give all the make commands. So it will be taking some time. So after that I want to give this make commands. When I will be in etc services, so I want to add this NRP one line I will be adding in etc services. So it sometimes it will take some time. So it is done now. So I am going to do the make commands and all I am going to do now. So I am adding etc services. I am adding this port number I am adding. So I'm going to so I'm giving this make install init command. So I'm going to start this NRP service. I am going to start now. So now I am going to open the configuration file for NRP. That's and we have to check for an allowed host option. So in this, so I am in the second machine now. So I want to give the first server's IP I have to give here. So the first server's IP I am copying and I am giving here. So I have 127.0.0.1 and this is my Nagios server's IP I pasted here. So I am going to start the service again. So now I can verify this NRP agent is working using this command. So we can see that if it is working correctly means it will show this message, it will be showing. So I created the server and client also I installed NRP I installed. And now I have to go to the first server and I have to do some commands. So I am going to the first server again, the main server I am going. So now I have to add the client's IP. I have to add here in this machine in the first server, in the monitoring server. So I'm going to open the configuration file. So I'm opening the main configuration file of Nagios server, and we can see this 5 options are there. Like we have an option called a localhost CFG file is there. So what I am going to do, I am going to paste this another line I am pasting. So I am adding a new line I am adding. So the line I am giving, I am changing this client.cfg. So this is the folder. In the folder, we are going to create one file, client configuration file we are going to create. So this one line I added here. So previously this line was there. I copied here and I adding this new line. I changed the client.cfg here. So I'm saving this. So now I will be going to this folder. So in that folder, we can see this localhost.cfg file is already there. So I want to make a copy of this localhost file to a new file called client.cfg. So I am going to add this client's detail. I am going to add in this new file. So this is a localhost file. I'm going to client.cfg and I am going to open client.cfg file I am opening. And here we have host details are there. So I am going to change this host name of my client. So maybe I am having a web server I want to monitor. So I am just giving this name as client1. And I want to change the IP, the client's IP I want to add here. So client machine's IP I am going to add here. And in the bottom, we can see that there's a group, host group definition is there. So this I am not using. So I am deleting this host group definition. I am deleting. So this section I deleted. Now I am going to service. How many services we want to monitor? So other places this local host is there. So I'm going to change this to client name. So in 2-3 places I'm changing. So all these services will be going to be monitored. So just changing this host name. So I am going to save this file, and now I am going to restart this Nagios service. So if anything is there, error will come. So if any error is there, so I am going to check my monitoring server. I am going to check now. I'm going to click on host here. So we can see that I am getting two servers. I'm getting local server also I am getting, and even the client name also coming here. So I can monitor this client because it is just started. It will take some time. So the two servers I have added. So I can add multiple servers. I can add. You can see the ping status. Everything is showing fine now. And also we can check on the services in the left. So it will show the status of my local host also, and the client status also it will be showing. So it is taking the status, but it will take some time to detect it. So we can just check for 1 or 2 minutes. It will show the status. And these are all the steps for configuring Nagios server and client. The steps I configured I already copied in the GitHub. Thanks for watching this video. So my name is Vinod. Thank you.